Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into something truly special, the timeless stories of Buddha and the incredible wisdom they hold. These stories aren't just tales from the past. They're guideposts for a more mindful and compassionate life. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and let us know in the comments what wisdom you're hoping to discover today. This video contains mainly 3 stories. The third is my favorite one, so make sure you watch the video till the end. The first story is about blind men and understanding the elephant. Once upon a time, in a quiet village, there were several blind men who had never laid eyes on an elephant. They lived in darkness, imagining this enormous creature in their minds, but never truly understanding it. One day, a kind-hearted prince decided to help them experience the marvel of an elephant and learn a valuable lesson. The prince led the blind men to the royal garden, where an elephant peacefully resided. The air in the garden was filled with the sweet scent of flowers, creating a serene atmosphere for this extraordinary journey. Excitement and curiosity bubbled within the blind men as the prince guided them to touch different parts of the elephant. One man felt the sturdy tail, another explored the flapping ear, and a third touched the long, flexible trunk. Each blind man, in his own way, experienced only a small part of the magnificent creature. After this tactile exploration, the prince asked each blind man to describe the elephant based on what they had felt. The man who touched the tail said, "An elephant is like a strong, thick rope." The one with the ear insisted, "No, it's more like a wide fan, swaying gently." The man near the trunk exclaimed, "You're both wrong. It's like a giant snake, moving and twisting." As their descriptions varied, the blind men began to argue, each sticking to his own perspective. The patient prince intervened. "You have all touched the same elephant, but each of you experienced only a part of it. To understand the whole elephant, you must listen to each other and combine your experiences." At first, the blind men were hesitant to accept this idea, but gradually they realized the wisdom in the prince's words. They began sharing their descriptions, and as they listened to one another, a more complete picture of the elephant emerged. The prince, with a warm smile, explained, "In life, the truth is like the elephant. People may see and understand things differently based on their experiences. It's important to listen to others, for only by combining our insights can we grasp the greater truth and understanding." The blind men, humbled by this realization, embraced the importance of sharing perspectives. They learned that by respecting and learning from each other, they could gain a more complete understanding of the world, just like piecing together the different parts of the elephant. This timeless lesson, echoing the wisdom of Buddha, became a guiding light for the blind men and the entire village. The prince, embodying the spirit of compassion and understanding, continued to inspire everyone with his teachings. The story of the blind men and the elephant became a cherished tale, reminding people of the beauty that unfolds when diverse perspectives come together in harmony. And so, in the heart of the village, the echoes of shared insights and the joy of collective understanding continued to ripple through generations, leaving a legacy of unity and wisdom. The second story is about Buddha and the story of the mustard seed, a tale of compassion and understanding. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between gentle hills and swaying trees, the compassionate Buddha walked alongside his followers. Among his devoted disciples was a grieving mother, carrying the heavy burden of sorrow in her heart. Little did she know that her encounter with Buddha would unfold into a tale that transcends time and imparts a lesson that echoes through the ages. As Buddha strolled through the village, his presence brought a sense of peace and wisdom to those who followed him. On this particular day, a distraught mother approached him, her eyes filled with tears, cradling the lifeless body of her child. Her heartache was palpable, and she sought solace and a cure for her inconsolable grief. Buddha, with a serene countenance and eyes reflecting profound compassion, listened to the mother's plea. In his infinite wisdom, he agreed to help her, but with a condition that would unveil a lesson that resonates with the human experience. She must bring him a mustard seed from a household untouched by grief. The grieving mother, desperate for any glimmer of hope, eagerly accepted the challenge. With a flicker of determination in her eyes, she embarked on a mission to find the elusive mustard seed. Little did she know that her quest would lead her not only to the homes of the villagers, but to a realization that would transform her understanding of suffering. House after house, the mother approached families, her plea echoing through doorways. "May I have a mustard seed from a household that has not known sorrow?" she asked. At first, the villagers readily offered mustard seeds, unaware of the weight of her request. However, as she delved deeper into her mission, she discovered a profound truth. Every household had its share of grief. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the mother returned to Buddha, not with a mustard seed, but with newfound wisdom. She shared her realization that suffering was not confined to her alone. It was a shared experience that touched every home in the village. Buddha, with eyes that held both empathy and understanding, used this moment to impart a lesson that would resonate for generations to come. He gently explained to the grieving mother that suffering is a universal thread that binds us all. Each person, in their own way, encounters loss, pain, and challenges. The key to alleviating the weight of this suffering lies not in isolation, but in understanding that our individual pains connect us. Through this connection, we can cultivate empathy and compassion, recognizing the shared humanity that unites us all. The mustard seed, once a symbol of a seemingly simple task, transformed into a powerful metaphor for the interconnectedness of human suffering. The mother, through her journey, learned that her pain was not unique, and in acknowledging the shared nature of suffering, a pathway to peace and enlightenment unfolded before her. As we reflect on this timeless story, let us consider its application in our own lives. How often do we feel isolated in our struggles, unaware that others may be grappling with similar challenges? Can we, like the grieving mother, recognize the universality of suffering and cultivate empathy and compassion in our hearts? The story of Buddha and the mustard seed is a reminder that compassion is a balm that heals not only our individual wounds, but also the collective pains of humanity. In a world that often seems divided, the mustard seed teaches us that our shared experiences can bring us closer together, fostering understanding and kindness. May this tale inspire us to be more compassionate, to recognize the mustard seeds in each other's lives, and to tread the path of enlightenment with open hearts. The third story is about the Buddha and cleaning the muddy water. Once Buddha was traveling with his disciples. They happened to pass a lake that supplied water to the nearby villages. It was a hot day, and Buddha was thirsty. He sent one of his disciples to fetch water from the lake. When the disciple reached the lake, he noticed that the water had become very muddy since a bullock cart has just crossed the lake. Finding the water unfit for consumption, he walked back and suggested to Buddha to move to the next available water body. Surprisingly, Buddha asked the group to stay put and asked the same disciple to fetch water from the same lake in an hour. The disciple obediently went back after an hour. This time, too, he found that the waters were muddy, though a lot less than earlier. Buddha asked him to go back in another hour. The third time, the disciple found that the mud had settled down and the water was clear enough to be used for drinking. He collected some water in a pot and gave it to Buddha. Buddha looked at the water and said, "How did you solve the challenge of cleaning the muddy waters? By doing nothing, you let it be. With time, the mud settled down on its own, and you got clear water. Our mind works in exactly the same way. A disturbed mind is the same as the muddy waters. To solve the problem of a disturbed mind, you do nothing. you let it be. With time, the disturbances will settle down on their own, and you will get clear and calm mind. The process of calming the mind is effortless. This small story has a lot of learnings that can solve a great degree of challenges we face in our lives. As we reflect on this story, let us consider its relevance in our own lives. How often do we face the troubled waters of our minds and the challenges of the external world? Can we, like Buddha's disciples, cultivate patience, resilience, and virtuous qualities to bring about not only external transformation, but also inner peace? Reflecting on these three profound stories from the life and teachings of Buddha, we find ourselves enriched with timeless wisdom. In the tale of Understanding the Elephant, we learn the importance of considering diverse perspectives to grasp the greater truth. The story of the mustard seed teaches us about the universality of suffering and the transformative power of compassion. Finally, the story of cleaning muddy water illustrates the purification of our minds through patience, resilience, and virtuous living. As we part ways, remember the words of Buddha: "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." May your journey be filled with peace, compassion, and the eternal quest for enlightenment. Until we meet again, stay inspired, stay compassionate, and stay connected. Wishing you a life illuminated by the wisdom of Buddha. If you like these stories, please subscribe for more stories, and let's continue to grow together. Thank you. See you on next video.